Today I wanted to share with you some of my favourite Christmas picks. Now, I may not be the most festive person in the world, so my Christmas viewing choices are not of the Hallmark movie variety, but I hope that these are some that you might enjoy. Now, my number one choice has to be Bad Santa. I've loved this ever since it came out, and I've watched it pretty much every year since then. It's just so nihilistic and dark and so wrong and offensive. It's got everything going for it. Bad Santa is a brilliant black comedy about a terrible man who is an alcoholic. He's broken, he's very damaged and toxic. He's awful to everyone around him, and he only poses as Santa in order to rob department stores, aided by his accomplice, Marcus. Now, this film is filthy, outrageous, it's full of foul language and even badder attitudes. But weirdly, Bad Santa is also a film about redemption, salvation. It involves a sacrifice at the end and a kind of rebirth, which is a weirdly Christian message for a film about a foul-mouthed alcoholic criminal. Bad Santa is one of those movies that even if the festive season is really getting you down, it just seems to reset your mood and manages to somehow be really uplifting. The film also boasts an amazing cast, including the wonderful Cloris Leachman, but special mention has to go to John Ritter as the delightfully uptight department store manager. He is just sublime in this movie. And Billy Bob Thornton as a toxic, suicidal Santa gives a performance that you will never forget. My second favourite Christmas choice is the League of Gentlemen's Christmas Special. Now, I am a massive fan of the League of Gentlemen series, and I think that the Christmas Special was one of the best things they ever did. Done in the style of a classic portmanteau horror films, it tells three hilarious and haunting tales. The first story involves acrimonious couples Stella and Charlie, and it also brings in line dancing and a coven of masked witches. The second is a flashback to 1970s Germany involving hair lip, some schoolboys, and the shadow of vampirism. The third, and perhaps the best story in the special, is a flashback to Victorian England and is a kind of retelling of the monkey's paw story. But this time it involves familiar character Dr. Chinnery, and it gives a backstory to why this unfortunate vet and his family have been cursed. This is a really beautifully crafted blend of horror and comedy, making really imaginative use of some of the show's familiar characters. For me, this one has everything you could want in a Christmas special. I'm not sure how much sense it would make if you're not already familiar with the League of Gentlemen series, but if you haven't seen that, I'd recommend watching that anyway because it's absolutely brilliant. My third choice is a bit of a newer favourite for me, but once again it involves some of the talents from the League of Gentlemen, namely Reese Shearsmith and Steve Pemberton. Their series Inside Number 9 is another great demonstration of their strength as performers, but also really shows the power of their darkly imaginative writing. One of the series' best episodes is Season 3's The Devil of Christmas. It's presented as a 1970s horror film made for TV, with a commentary by the fictional director of the 70s horror show. The fictional TV show tells the story of a British family holidaying in Germany at Christmas time and encountering the legend of Krampus in a much more real way than any of us would ever want to. One of the things I love so much about this episode, it's really lovingly filmed on vintage 1970s cameras recorded on videotape with a traditional 3-camera setup in the studio. It really has the feel of a 1970s TV horror story, and I love the love that's gone into it from the creators Pemberton and Shearsmith. But it's also about the behind-the-scenes making of this fictional TV horror show, and it has a twist that you will not see coming. Now, if you want something even darker than these selections, might I suggest any of the BBC's Ghost Story for Christmas series, which were made, I think, mainly in the 70s. I was lucky enough to get this fantastic box set, which features most of the ghost stories for Christmas. And even though they are not Christmas themed, they are all fantastic. I do love the British tradition of ghost stories being a thing for Christmas. And these are all wonderfully chilling, beautifully atmospheric, and very well filmed. This set also features another great feature, which is Christopher Lee reading some M.R. James ghost stories. And I think those were filmed in 2000. But any of those are wonderful Christmas viewing if you, like me, enjoy something a bit darker. When I find myself in a bad mood at Christmas, which does happen sometimes, these are the things that I go to cheer me up. I really hope you enjoy them, and I'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas. I'll see you next time. Bye.